Good evening. Just a wrap up of the council meeting for August 24, 2015. Once again, I do want to touch on the continuing work that the council is doing through our work sessions. A full hour was spent again on budget preparations, looking at Park and Civic Center and the areas around that, the rec department, and then the police department and animal control. So we were looking at those two. Next time on the 14th, we will finish up the last of the big parts of our budget. We will continue to refine it down as we have an opportunity as a council to continue to look at numbers and come up with either critiques or suggestions or more questions as it relates individually to some of the departments. But with the goal of having it all put into place by September 28th, that we could take a look at what the certified tax levy would be for the city of Grand Rapids for information that the residents will be getting out there then. I can tell you this, right now we're working very hard that at the high end, our tax rate, I'm hoping, is relatively flat from what it was last year, even with the increases that we've had on costs. We had two proclamations this afternoon during our regular council. One was Library Card Month. Get out and get a card, go to the library. It's quite a facility we have in Grand Rapids. I think something that talks about what kind of a facility we have is the contribution that the city of Cohasset made into fulfilling a heat improvement project out there, giving us a $22,000 out of their budget to help complete that heat exchange project. The other one was council member brought forward was Todd Driscoll is going to be leaving the area. Todd had served on a lot of boards and commissions, and he was also on the city council. So this Friday, August 28th at the library from 4 to 6, if you want to wish Todd well, please get down to the library and take an opportunity to listen and to chat with Todd as he prepares to leave the Grand Rapids area for the Twin Cities. Public forum this evening, we had some residents that took an opportunity to bring forward an issue. As you know, we have been in the process of refining and re-refining our plans for the city, our comp plan over the last few years. I think it was last revised in 2011, which is 4 years ago. We will take a look at that again in another year or so if there are some changes. But under that comp plan review, starting in 2002, we've been looking at how we could be supportive of business growth and land usages in the west end of town, on the back end of the Woodyard as you head out towards the Skoglund Bridge out in there. So we've been working with UPM Blandon on a land exchange. They've already acquired some of the property from the school district and from Hawkinson's. They've acquired 14 homes. The concern that the residents had this evening is not an unfounded concern. It's, what about us? When are we going to know what's going on, and when are we going to get some feedback from UPM on what their intentions are with the remaining property owners in that area? We have agreed as the city that we will ask that question. I'm not sure, you know, what the answer will be, but in hopes of full disclosure and stuff, to the extent that they can, UPM will either get in touch through our city or individually with those residents out there to kind of give them an update on what they're looking at doing, kind of a time frame for things to happen and progress. Bottom line is, it did not come up tonight, but I fully expect that the lease is going to be terminated at the end of this year with the Showboat folks, and we are very supportive of Showboat, and we would support them in their endeavors to relocate someplace else at some other venue. Under the consent agenda, just a couple of things that I wanted to touch on. We contributed once again to the lump sum pension plans for the Fire Relief Association. We are going for a submittal for request to some grants to the Blandon Foundation to support the Indigenous Peoples Day that's going to be coming up. We approved some liquor licenses for the Moose for a pig roast and for the McRosty for another event at the MAC. And then we looked at consider a resolution ordering the feasibility report for the 5th Street North and the 8th Avenue Northeast improvements. That was all done under consent. Very light regular agenda. We did get written text from Jerry Culton over at the Housing and Redevelopment. So I've not had a chance to read through that, but I can tell you that the city under HRA has 5 buildings, 3 that are public and 2 that are basically market rate facilities that continue to remain vibrant and full and give a lot of opportunities for residents in various income levels to have a quality, clean place to stay if they're staying in some of the residences that are underneath our HRA. Mike Liebel come in and he looked for some money to do some testing. We had an opportunity to go out and buy a hose tester that does not involve using our fire trucks to test hose. We came close to an incident that could have potentially taken out a pump on one of our pumper trucks. And if that would have happened, you're looking at $30,000 in repairs, probably relatively in that ballpark, and having that equipment out. This way we can go out there for $3,300. We can test them without having the potential of damaging a piece of equipment. The other thing we did under administration, Melissa Skoglund, who's been with the city of Grand Rapids, I think for a couple years, maybe just over 2 years, and the police department as an administrative assistant has taken the opportunity to move forward, and she's going to be working with the county attorney's office. So she's only going to be moving a half a block away, but we would expect that we will see her. We will not get all the pranks that she used to pull on a lot of different staff around here. So we wish her well in her endeavors with the county attorney's office. We paid the bills, and we look forward to seeing everyone again on September 14th. Hope everyone has had a nice summer. It was kind of a poor week for the fair, but if you got a chance to get out, I hope you enjoyed the fair. We look forward to Labor Day coming up, and if you're down in the cities area, I would encourage people to get out and take in the state fair. We'll see you in 2 weeks.